Hello YouTube, this is CurtisCroweThePhotoPro here, and today we're going to talk about the 5 things you're going to want to do before the spring. Number 1, you're going to want to get your gear cleaned. There's nothing better than starting a fresh season with freshly clean gear. And I'm not talking about just wiping it down. I mean, send it out to get professionally cleaned. If you send it out to Canon, for example, they can take apart the gear, clean it from the inside and out, and probably get to places you can't even normally get to. Now, if you bought your camera from Best Buy and you got a protection plan, guess what? You get an annual free cleaning every year. So if you have, let's say, a 3-year protection plan, your camera's 2 years old, go get a cleaning done, especially if it hasn't been done yet. I don't know about your area, but in Michigan, there's not a lot of options for having your camera professionally cleaned besides sending it to either Canon or to, like I said earlier, Best Buy. And there's a couple places, but they're all too far from me. And the great part is, if you send it out to go get cleaned and they break it when they're cleaning it, then they owe you a new camera. Where if I go to clean it and I take it apart, start wiping everything down, and something breaks, guess who's going to buy me a new camera? No one. I'm going to be buying me a new camera. So make sure you get it professionally done. It can be done more thoroughly that way, and it can be done a lot safer. Number 2, great thing to do either between New Year's to late winter is back up all your photos. It's a slow season right now. There's nothing better than making sure when you start your new spring season that everything is running like a well-oiled machine as far as your file structure and your backups. And if you don't have any room on your computer, go buy an external, start dumping your backups on there, keep them very organized. What I like to do is I let pretty much my computer and or Lightroom organize everything for me, and then I back those files up because it's just dates. And then in order to quickly find what folder I'm looking for when I'm going through my own backups is I rename the folder. It usually has the date in there as the name, and then I rename and add at the end what type of shoot it was. Was it a wedding shoot? Was it a portrait shoot? Who was the shoot for? Something to allow me to quickly identify that backup as a certain photo shoot, so that way I can quickly go through my backups if I need to. So it's important to go into the spring season, your new busy season, with everything backed up and everything off your main computer and just somewhere safe. So that way if something happens to your computer, you're safe. You have nothing to worry about. And all your new backups can go right onto this computer and you can back them up whenever you're ready to. Number 3, refresh your portfolio. You have a lot of spare time in the wintertime. Go through some of the things that you shot last year, maybe 2 years ago. Reevaluate it. Maybe even make some new edits. So bring up your old catalogs. Maybe there's some photos in there that you'll see that you love, but you haven't used in a long time, or you maybe didn't put in your portfolio, but then you took a second glance at it and you're like, wow, okay, this is really a hard-hitting photo or a really great photo to use. Also, sometimes what happens too is we see it in a different light the second time we look at it, and sometimes with just a few tweaks or a few different edits or just editing it in general can make a huge difference. It can actually make you some more portfolio pieces. Also, make sure you scrub out any of the bad shots. Take a look at your portfolio. You don't have to just add to it. Take a look at it. If there's a couple shots in there that you just think, this is not what reflects my current quality very well, remove those. Take that slack out, because you're always developing into a better photographer. So don't be ashamed to take out some of your older shots. You only want the best of the best of the best showing in your portfolio. So if it's no longer your best of the best, then don't put it in there. Simple as that. Number 4, and this is what I'm currently doing in my own free time, is reevaluate your prices. Take a look at your 2015 sales. Find out why you didn't close some of your sales. If it was due to pricing, take a look at that. If there's a lot of people saying, wow, I can't believe how inexpensive that is, well, maybe reevaluate it, see if you can add value to it and maybe increase the price a little bit. I'm not saying like, oh wow, everybody says this is cheap, so you should gouge your prices. But if your quality is above what your pay grade is, well, maybe your pay grade should reflect your quality. And I think that's important. And not only that, but sometimes you also up your prices too much. For example, I upped my prices for my wedding shoots, and then weddings took a hit. It could have been a couple different obstacles, such as sales tactics or just maybe it was a slow year. But I'm looking at my own wedding prices, and instead of necessarily just dropping it like dropping off several $100s and going, okay, well, maybe people use me now, is, only bring it back a little bit and then add something to it. For example, I'm going to be adding a free wedding book to anyone who gets a wedding through me. It pays pretty much full price, because I will take on clients that I'm out of their budget. I will lower my own price, but that's just because I'd rather make X amount of money, even if it's not my actual price, than lose an entire sale. And that's really about your own personal judgment. But getting back on track, just take a look, see what you think can go up, see what you think can go down, or see what you can add value to without maybe changing the price. Because if you can add value and keep the price the same while not really making you spend a lot of money, sometimes you can make a lot more sales just by doing that. Number 5, do an art project. You have a few more weeks till spring. Just try to do something cool. Try to do something fun. I've been doing something on and off for a while now with black lights and flash that I'm still trying to tweak the settings and really get a shot that I really like. But here's a couple sample shots of kind of what I've been doing. Do an art project before you get busy, before the spring happens and you don't have time to do an art project. Really let those creative juices flow. And I think you'll see a really positive difference in not only your own photography, but the way you look at your subject and the way you look at your jobs coming up. It's a great way to develop your creative mind, is really what I'm trying to say. Anyway, thank you for watching this video. I hope you do take those 5 things into consideration. Promise you, if you do all 5 of those things before the spring, you're going to start your 2016 wedding season and or engagement season, even landscapes, whatever you're doing. You're going to have a much better year for photography this year if you get all 5 of those things done before the spring. I guarantee it. If there's anything you feel like I left out, or maybe you have some opinions down below, go ahead and leave a comment down below. If you did like this video, hit that like button. If you disliked this video, you know where that is too. This has been Curtis Crowe, the Photo Pro, and as I always do, toodles. Second thing is very important, and I feel like it's something that people kind of graze over, and that's itemize your gear. Find out how much every single piece of gear you have costs. Nice front element. I don't know if you can see that. How beautiful that is. Let's open up the other side so you can see all the way. Jeans, if we wanted to see how much that's changed in the before and after shot. I am SOL. Even landscapes, whatever.